Right, boys, welcome back for the July GP Camo Speed Phoenix. My name is Ralph. Just like last month, we're going to go over best qualifying session. This was Q2 and not Q1. Q1 was horrid. Here's the standings coming into this month. If you guys did miss last video, I'll put it in the description like I usually do. I mean, I'm still in the lead. You know, nothing new there. I'm still in the lead. But yeah, this real quick, I gotta mention that this month was spearheaded by a new manager, and what this manager did in the first qualifying session was unforgivable. It put what was essentially 16 to 17 karts on track at the same time, and I mean, there's like 11 corners here. So what does that tell you? There's at least 1 to 2 karts that will come across every 2 or 3 seconds, and if you're in a fast cart, you know, you're just juggling traffic, and if you're in a slow cart, well, you can't do much. So it all came down to Q2 for us. I had nothing to lose. I was ready to push people out of the way if need be. I had a 25-2 out of Q1. That was my PB, so that was horrific. That'll put us in Group B for if we can improve here. So, but yeah, here we go. This guy lets me pass. Thank you for that. Not everybody did that. Nobody was letting me pass in Q1. So, yeah, that was just a nightmare 10 minutes of my life. But 25-8, can't really count that. Can't really count the first laps of these sessions. You'll see the shutters on the right side are kind of open a little bit. It was super hot this month. It was ridiculously hot, actually. I came for the weekend. It was about 118, 119 for all 3 days I was there, and it wasn't much better in this building. So yeah, it was hot. Everybody was sweating, and it was getting sweaty. I mean, it's league night, so a lot of new factors. These cars had new tires, steering angles were adjusted. This car in particular had its battery blow up in the first qualifying, so they took it to the back and fixed it up, retuned it, and it's back and it feels brand new. I mean, you saw how quickly I blew by those first couple guys in traffic, and we actually got a 24.55 and a 24.63, which are both better than our best time last month. So great to see. Couldn't really tell you, but also this is a prime example of what not to do. Please get out of the way. Anybody, if you ever do league, don't stay in the way of anybody that's faster than you. It'll ruin your times and it'll ruin their times, and it'll leave both of you disappointed. 25.41, you see how much time that sacrificed, although we were only slowed down for about 2 seconds. So yeah, just gotta have that spatial awareness, man. You gotta have that spatial awareness. But we're coming around these corners. I'm frustrated. Like I said, I'm kind of pissed off in the first qualifying. This was a good kart, and I don't want to ruin all that with, you know, my own mistakes, knowing I could have done better. But so far, our best time is a 24.55, so that's what we're going off of. That'll put us in Group A, kind of secure us in there, at least put us mid-pack. But this is a pretty nice lap right here. We got a lot of clear open space, and a 24.29 is what we get out of that. That is exactly the type of time we want to see, and the type of time you always search for in these. That'll put you high Group A at the very least. But for this night, that actually put us above Sean, who hit a 24.3 in the first qualifying session. So, yeah, put us right above him. We have something exactly 4/10 slower right there. But this view is what I couldn't see in the first qualifying, so it was just so much better to have all this open space and be able to have these laps all to myself. I mean, we're catching up to these people, but it's because my kart is just so quick. You can see there's minimal camera shake. There's no bounce back. 24.31, almost better than our PB this time around. And you see that immediate acceleration coming out of the first hairpin, and how it hugs this three-pointer out of the three-pointer, how quickly it gets back on the power. And I checked the leaderboard to make sure my name is towards the top, and it's actually in first from what I saw. My eyes aren't that good, but I kind of tell by how short my name is compared to everybody else. It's kind of hard to explain, but 24.50 right after that, not bad, but like I said, unless we hit a 24.28 or anything better than that, none of these lap times really matter. Kind of getting just a little extra track time at this point as we head into the last lap for Q2. So yeah, I mean, this was just so much better already. Kind of eyed the leaderboard there. You see, I didn't really look at it, but kind of checked it before I turned around, and I was feeling a lot better. The stuff that happened last month and the stuff that could have happened this month, well, half did. You never want to have to have leagues resort to that. It's one thing where, you know, you feel like you could have done better, but it's another thing when there's factors that are outside of your control. Either way, put us in Group A, and it put us on pole, which is the best position possible. So say that 3 times fast, dude. I cannot. Best position possible. Best position possible. Anyways, I noticed with these carts, we were coming out of these in chronological order. So the 41 is what I was in, and Sean getting a 24.3 was in the 38, which, like I said, it's marginally the best card in the building. And of course, with Sean being a world champion finalist, I was gonna have my work cut out for me. Connor was right behind him, and those two are probably the quickest regulars here. So they already got way more track time than I do. Of course, with me not living in Phoenix. So I was gonna see what I could do. The 41 I didn't have the entire weekend, so I had no idea how this was gonna be. But yeah, like I was saying before, the 41, the 38, all the way the carts were set up. Instead of us pulling straws, we were basically placed in, you know, first cart was for the pole sitter, second cart was for the second fastest guy, and so on. And so of course Sean had the fastest cart. I should have waited before the race. I should have just waited with the 38 and let everybody pass me, so that way the guy in the very back would have had the fastest cart. It would have made it a lot easier for me for this run, but it is what it is. I guess we'll see what we can do here. I don't think anybody really knew about the 41 too much, but yeah, I did know the 38 was the quickest, and Connor is just a really quick guy, so it doesn't really matter what cart you'll put him in. I had to defend against both of them, so yeah. You see these spectators on the side. A lot more people came in this month. Say about 35 participants this time around. So a lot of points up for grabs, which is nice. You don't want 10 people. You want at least 30. Makes these Group A's matter just that much more. Yeah, here we go. We're going to get started. This guy's counting down, and I can't really see him. I have to go by his word to see him. Kind of with my head off to the side right there. Yeah, here we go. Defensive line into turn 1 against Sean. And he's already on the inside. And we get saved by a yellow flag right here. I'm assuming somebody got spun out once again in the first hairpin. You see how far back everybody is already. That's crazy. Well, we get back to green here. And this car's kind of understeery at first. Tires aren't super hot yet, despite the track being super flaming with it being in Phoenix and all. Sean gets the inside, and honestly, I'm like, all right, well, that's that, I guess. I couldn't really do much there. Understeered into Connor, who almost passed me as well. for me to do that, of course. But now I got to defend against Connor, and he's pretty smart. And wheel to wheel, I can assume he's really good. He's been climbing up the points ladder since February, so definitely knows what he's doing as well. But this is the first time I really get to race him this year so far. It's either been me towards the top or him. So defending against him, I'm trying to figure where he's going to place himself before we get to the end of these turns, without taking myself out of the race and without being too slow, which is really, really hard to do. But this is how to defend properly. I'm trying to get into these corners as early as possible, especially after that three-pointer. But after the three-pointer, it's really difficult, just because it's almost a complete 180 that you're setting yourself up for, and you can get a really big run out of there. So he kind of pushes me out of the way a little bit right here. I come in and kind of have to lift off right there so I don't bump him back into the wall. And I place myself right as close to the inside as possible, but it doesn't matter. Somehow he squeezed through there, and he gets the inside advantage right here. So unfortunately, he passes me like that. So right now, checked real quick to make sure nobody was directly behind me, and I just got to focus on keeping up with them and see what we can muster up with 10 laps left. The last time I looked behind me, I believe it was right before the beginning of lap 7, so upcoming. We're kind of keeping up with Connor. He seems to be understeering a little bit, but that's what he's better at is the power, that number 43 kart. Yeah, and right here, it's at the three-pointer. Let's see. Catch up just a little bit, but I mean, it's barely noticeable. What the hell is this, Luke? That's right. Why did I add Luke into the footage? Well, you're about to see. I stopped looking behind me because last time I did look, Luke was pretty far away, and now he actually touched my bumper. So, and Connor's basically gone. So, new focus suddenly is securing third position. With how slow my kart's being, I don't wanna lose any more than I already have, especially after starting on pole. You know, every position lost hurts just a little bit. So, I'm gonna try to see what I can do against Luke here. And you can tell after last month he was hungry, so I'm sure he's hungry for another top 3. But you know, I got a family to feed. No, I don't. I go a little far into that last hairpin, and it gives him the inside, and somehow he isn't able to take it fully. Kind of spins me out. He gives me a quick middle finger. What the hell? I saw the inside advantage like I did with Connor earlier, and I'm still placing myself in a little early, but it really depends how you know, who you're racing against. Depends how you place yourself right here. I mean, this is some high IQ stuff. Like, Luke is a little more aggressive when he comes to passing people, and I have YouTube proof of it from my last video. So I kind of have to place myself early, super accordingly. You can see right there, I went into the middle pretty early, and again right here, because I know he's right behind me. You just want to build that barrier, become a mountain, become impossible, impassable, whatever you want to call it. He's actually getting pushed right here, which gives me a little bit of time to get away. But yeah, you want to be able to take up the whole track. You don't want them to think they have any lanes ahead of time to be able to pass you with. So it's really, it really is like a chess match, a simplified chess match. You can see how quickly he caught back up to me. That's the reason I showed that little clip right there. After being pushed, he was almost on my bumper again, just through that three-pointer. So it wasn't just that I was defending. I mean, this car was very, very slow. I cut in early there. I cut in early right here, and he hits me directly in the back, so I know that he's not to the side. And from what I see where he's at, he's got 1, 2, 3 carts behind him. So we're also defending against that mid-pack, holding everybody up. I mean, you can't even really see Sean and Connor anymore. So it's kind of crazy. You can see Connor right there, so imagine how far Sean is. Right here, penultimate lap. He is still directly behind me, so I'm really far in right there. If you want to know how to go fast at this track, do not look at this footage. Refer to the qualifying laps. Cut in super early once again right there. Right here and right here, come off the brakes early. Cut in early. Everything you're doing early, basically. I feel like it could be super hard to pass here if the defender knows what they're doing. And you can see right here, I'm not giving him any space because I know with any one of these corners he can out accelerate me. He can yeah, that makes sense, right? So we finish. We come home in third. I'm super happy about that. Honestly, I don't know if I could have done much better. Like that is exactly what I'm looking for, especially after last month. So here we go. Here's the standings. Caden does not move. Tristan and Tyler go up 2 spots. Travis goes down 2. And the reason I have an asterisk right there is because he had 140 points last month. So it actually didn't register his points whatsoever. So Travis, if you're watching this, might want to come to somebody about that. I mean, that's a little bit ridiculous if you ask me. I think you should be 6th or 7th right now or something like that. Chris makes his way into the top 10. Me and Giovanni keep our 1st and 2nd place spots respectively. Connor and Luke make their way up. Connor makes his way up into the top 3. Nathaniel gets bumped from 3rd to 5th. So, yeah, after missing January, I mean, Connor is almost knocking on Giovanni's door with these points. So we're getting into the point of the year where you really see where the front runners are going to be towards the end of this year. But it's been fun so far. This is definitely one of the best months of the year so far. So we'll see how August goes. I will see you guys then.
Where's Ralph? What? Ralph owes me a fucking blowjob.